Since the United States Mint came out with the 1993 World War II special issue coins, there have been a number of coins made over the last 10, 15 years. But only one of them worldwide targeted to a specific unit. And tonight we're going to talk about the Devil's Brigade. Now, many of us might remember the Devil's Brigade as the movie with William Holden, Cliff Robertson, Vince Edwards. One of my favorites. I mean, went to a military high school. I'm a military guy. I love the history, right? And I remember the movie, and it was a big fanfare, right? Because the Canadians and the Americans are putting this unit together during the early stages of World War II to try to make an elite fighting force to make some changes. So in 2014, the Canadian government makes the first coin celebrating a specific unit. A specific unit, right? Known as the Devil's Brigade, the Special Service Force. On the left side of the coin, as you can see here, is English. On the right side is French. But the other side is, well, at this time in history, Queen Elizabeth II was still part of us, right? And she's on the other side. These are all beautiful silver, pure silver, as it says here, 4 nines. And they are a 1/2 ounce size. So give or take a little bit bigger than the size of a Kennedy half dollar. Official issue, special coins, never seen because of one reason. Come on. The 05 Marine Corps, the 11 Army, the 12 Infantry, right? All the special larger silvers we made for all the branches of service. Those are special coins, right? The Greatest Generation last year. These coins come out and they disappear. We love our history. We love our collectible coins. But how about one dedicated to a unit? That's pretty cool. Now, originally they were called, because again, this is Lieutenant Colonel Robert Frederick, right? July 1942, coming up with this idea, right? And he becomes a general through this process with the success of, obviously, this unit. And they were known as the Braves. And that's why they chose the arrowhead as the insignia of the unit, right? Now, the movie portrays it as Canadians' best and all the Americans' misfits. Wasn't actually the case, but still formed together to make this unit that was overly feared. We're talking big time feared. It was Colonel Frederick's idea. And many of you might have heard this one before. It was his idea to take the card, and this is a unique part of history, a special card made. And on it, the card basically is placed next to fallen soldiers of the other side, which they in turn came back. And the card said, in German, the worst is yet to come. They, in turn, called this unit the Black Devils, which evolved to the Devil's Brigade. And that's how we still know them today. The unit was from July 1942 through December of 1944, and then it was disbanded. It is the father-mother of both the Canadian and the United States Special Forces. This is where it all began. And the success of this unit and the number of different engagements they were involved in. The movie portrays the Italian campaign, but they also were that was when they were assigned to the 5th Army, but they were also assigned to 1st Airborne when they moved into southern France. So wherever they needed these highly trained and effective shock troops, the Devil's Brigade went. And they were feared. They were feared. So again, tonight, a special opportunity to get the coin made, the legal tender coin made. The $2 denomination, 1/2 ounce silver from the Canadian government back in 2014 as a tribute to these special soldiers. Now, the other factoid tied to this is in 2013, the year before this coin came out, the U.S. Mint, through Congress, gave every member of the unit the Congressional Gold Medal. The entire unit. That's something special, which then led to the Canadian government making this coin the next year. So, love it. Love the history of it. I'm a big history buff. And again, many of us collect coins for our history. What is the story telling us of when this coin was made, or why this coin was made in this case? And this one is to celebrate the Special Forces of the day, the first of the first, the joint unit of the Canadians and the Americans under the direction at that time when it was formed, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Frederick, July 42, early months of World War II for us. It evolved into, well, today, our Special Forces, all countries, are the name of the game, right? Whether it's Delta, Green Berets, right? You name it, all formed after this special unit. So again, join us, everybody. Guys, give me a 1 minute clock. Lots of multiples going out the door. These are uncirculated, as it says in the banner. Good friend of mine found them, knows I love them. I remember talking about these coins in 2014, over a decade ago when they first came out. And I'm having as much fun today as I did a decade ago going over the history. One of my favorite movies of all time, the 1968 film, The Devil's Brigade. I mean, think of some of the actors in that, young actors, right? Richard Dawson was a youngin' in that movie, and he became a focal point of Hogan's Heroes. Claude Atkins was another big member on the U.S. side, right? And what happened with him in his career after this movie came out? But the big three, William Holden, Cliff Robertson, and Vince Edwards, wow, right? I mean, come on, Cliff Robertson, the leader of the Canadians, played who a few years earlier? John F. Kennedy in that movie. So the very first ever in a tribute, a 1/2 ounce silver, 0.999 fine. And that price tonight that we have, compared to the lowest price we saw anywhere else at $39.95. Buy 2, buy 3, buy 1. Just don't miss out, everybody. This piece is special, and the pricing tonight goes with it. And that's why we call this segment The Daily Deal.